Hello, hello. Welcome to the 2022 Marketing Growth Plan live workshop. Is my sound good? Someone give me a thumbs up in the chat if the sound is good. Cassandra, are we good on sound? Awesome. Thank you so much. I had to put my headphones in for a warning because they're trimming trees outside. So I really hope the sound is good. I haven't tested out, just the earbuds. So just let me know if it's muffled or anything like that. It's obviously really important that y'all can hear me. So I hope everybody is excited for today. I really want to make the most of your time. For the next hour, we're going to be working together on your 2022 plan. I have some worksheets for you. Us marketers kind of nerd out on the spreadsheet. So we've got something of that nature for you as well in order to kind of calculate some numbers for yourself this year. So if everybody is ready to get going, give me a thumbs up. Definitely use the emojis in here to keep me going. It's important to me that, you're getting value out of what we're doing here. All of this is for you guys. And so, obviously I want to make sure that, that we're covering all of your questions too. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so Cassandra is here. She is going to be moderating. If you have any questions, she'll kind of check those out. And I'll be stopping frequently to answer those because, again, this is a workshop. So this is all about you guys. I could sit here and talk and present my slideshow and everything to you. But really, I think if you're anything like me, you get a lot more value out of, asking questions and interacting. So I know I am more comfortable working that way, and I think I'll be able to give you guys a lot of juicy nuggets if you let me know. So let's get to it. I'm going to share my screen here. All right. Good to go? You can see my screen with a picture of me. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. So today, just a quick little agenda so you guys know what to expect. Let me move this chat over here. All right, that is perfect. Okay, so we are going to set your goals for the year. All right, so I like to really talk about vision. My vision leads everything that I do. It keeps me motivated, helps you not feel like you're on a hamster wheel, that you're reaching towards something bigger. And so I, just again, like shake things off a little bit, maybe jump around, maybe stretch and, clear your mind so that, you can really focus on that. And again, get the most out of this. Then we'll break that down into, realistic goals, tangible goals. What's your revenue for the year and stuff like that. And then I'm going to talk about some other things, trends for this year, fundamentals of success when it comes to marketing. There's I think a lot of misconceptions when it comes to marketing that it's really just about generating a ton of leads. But if you really think about it, it's three parts that I'm going to break down even more. But you've got your brand, it's communication, and advertising. So communication, I'm sure as you know, since COVID has become extremely important, and streamlining that is really valuable, not only for you to save time, but for your busy potential clients as well. So anyway, a lot of other things on here. I'm going to break down, give you guys a lot of tips and talk about some trends for the year. But then after that, I'm really going to stop and say, all right, guys, these are the things that we can cover. I can dive deep into some certain areas. But really, I want to hear from you where you can use the most help. And then we'll go from there. So, and then of course, if you stick until the end, I've got some freebies for you, which should be pretty valuable. So, again, turn off your cell phones, turn off Facebook. All right, let's nerd out together for about an hour, and just really focus on your business. I think it's easy for us to always put are working in the business as a priority, but let's just take the next hour to work on your business. So little bit about me. I'm April Edwards. I'm the founder of A Design Co. And Deck Builder Marketers. So we started Deck Builder Marketers a year ago. We just decided we wanted to practice what we preach and really niche down and really just be able to help one particular industry. And we had so much success with one of our Deck Builder clients and just really enjoyed working with them so much that we decided to completely, put our heads down and commit to, the deck building industry. And it's been extremely rewarding ever since. We really enjoy everybody that we work with, and that's really important to me. So it really helps drive my goal of helping, 100 deck builders 2 or 3 times their revenue. And money's only one part, right? So anyway, we are proud to be a NADRA member. And if you aren't, I hope that you sign up. A bunch of good people there and resources for you. And of course, it's great to stay up with the community and see what's going on. So I live in San Diego. I work hard so that I can show my kids the world and surf and ride my dirt bike. And really happy to live in San Diego, originally from Cleveland. It's beautiful here and I love the ocean. So in my free time, I'm always hanging with my family and doing fun things like that. So strategic planning framework. I like to kind of put these graphs and these infographics in here just to, marketing and everything is very conceptual. And so it's nice to kind of break it down into a visual to help you understand really like a nice map to follow. So goals, gain clarity. Strategy is kind of your approach to reaching your goals. The roadmap is the down and dirty. How are we going to do this? We call them blueprints, similar to, building a home, right? And then how do we measure that? So you can do a ton of things. I don't know if you've ever, hunkered down with social media a ton. For instance, try to write blog content. It takes a lot of time. And you can run out of motivation if you're not tracking the results of that. I think to be successful and, really anything that you do in life, it takes time, right? And so we need to have those touch points to say, hey, like, this is worth it. You're doing a great job. This is, you're getting there. It's about taking those small steps on the ladder, not the big ones that are impossible to reach. So, anyways, that's why measurement is so important. And for us, we want to make sure that, we're getting a return on any investment, right? I mean, you don't want to spend money and not know what's happening with it. So having those regular touch points is important. We're going to talk about what you should be measuring, what's important. And I hope that you're able to leave here today and have some sort of a plan, on a monthly basis to be checking in on those to make sure that you are taking those steps, climbing that ladder to reach that long-term goal. So there's a couple people on this live training that I know can really relate to this. I think that having a really successful business, a business that you enjoy, a life that you can thrive in, all of those things, it's about having a predictable and scalable business. So, what does that mean? Make things more efficient. No more income roller coaster. I think that's kind of the first milestone, right? No more burnout. I think as business owners, we all tend to work a ton. I don't know about you guys, but I still have to catch myself. You get busy during the week and the weekend comes and you're like, all right, I can finally do that one thing. And it's like, no, we should be spending time with our families and doing the things we enjoy, right? So would everybody agree that, working less, making more money is kind of what we all want to do? Give me a thumbs up if you're on the same page as me. If not, awesome. All right, cool. So, no more doing it all on your own, of course, right? And being recognized. Again, love working with our deck builders because you guys build amazing things. You're creative. You improve the quality of people's lives by expanding their living space. And you should be recognized for that, right? So, and then increase referral business. I'm sure, can everybody agree that you get a lot of your business through referrals? Maybe you put yard signs up in the neighborhood and stuff like that. And, you get a lot of calls that way. usually, that's a big part of people's business. And the thing is, it's like hunker down on what works well, right? There's a system for that too, to even get more referral business. So, and then of course, increase ROI. So here's just a quick breakdown. You got to have your finance system in place. You have to have your management system in place. Your customer fulfillment, usually where we start. And then there's all the other things that, as your marketing should support, right? So you've got your marketing, so that's how you're getting your message out in front of your target clients, how you're generating leads, what mix are you using in order to do that? And then how is your lead conversion? How are you actually doing that and, enticing people to want to pick up the phone or fill out your form? So, and of course, all of that is leadership, and a system is a must. So we'll talk about that. So investing in your business, where in the heck should we focus? All right, this is just the complexity of the world right now. I'm laughing about it. It's a double-edged sword, right? Like, it's amazing that we have the internet. We have all these different ways to communicate. It can be confusing sometimes, right? Like, you can communicate via text, and you have all these different ways to sign up for things, and blah, blah, blah. As a consumer, you're more in charge. You research, but it's also, as a business owner, where in the hell do I start? Where do I invest? Some of these things are free, right? So, where do I, if I want to grow my business, where in the heck where do I start? And how can I confidently do that? So anyway, these are just all of the different areas, right? You've got your, if you've got your showroom, if you've got hopefully a nice catalog of some of the, projects that you've done, different types of design ideas, things like that. You've got your website, your truck wraps, your yard signs, your business card, blogs, lots of content these days. I'm sure everyone can understand the power of content. Doing video, definitely a must. If you're not doing that consistently, I'm going to say 2022, make it a goal to do that. Direct mail, you can reach people via email, old school TV ads, radio, podcast, Google search, like, it just goes on, right? You can do all these things. It's like, where do you even start? So it's crazy. All of this is the term omnipresence. So omnipresence is being everywhere all the time. It's not a linear path to purchase something anymore. People are researching, they're following businesses on social media. They are reading content to educate themselves more before they pick up the phone. Nobody wants to be sold anymore. The consumer's in charge, right? Being omnipresent, it's easy. So, and it's really about having a familiar brand. So if we were to really summarize it in that way, it's making sure that your brand is seen everywhere, that people understand what it's about, that they can relate to it on an emotional level. And then, of course, you are who they think of when they're ready to move forward. And so, time to paint the dream with all of this. If you get your omnipresence right, you're going to have clients that already know, like, and trust you without ever meeting you. Isn't that crazy? Like, instead of having all these sales calls and, having to prove yourself, they've already been following you. They've already read your content. They've downloaded your guide. They've seen your videos. Maybe they've searched for some competitors, right? Maybe they did a little price shopping, but then they're like, I want to make sure that I have a beautiful outdoor living space that I'm proud of, keeping up with the Joneses, or just, whatever their personal goal is. They want to work with you because you're all over the place. You're top of mind because you are omnipresent. You're doing a good job at being in all these places that people are right now. I think the real value with that, there's a lot of value, but if I was to really summarize it, it's earning the privilege to be selective. So, it's been crazy the last couple of years. Who is busy? even still, who has jobs, just tell me how far booked you are at this point. Let's make this interactive, guys. Come on, let me know. I'm sure everyone's eager to see how everyone else is doing too. So put that comment in there and let me know. I know some people I've talked to, they're booked until, okay, springtime is pretty common. Some are booked until the end of the year. Some even have jobs booked until 2023. Isn't that crazy? I mean, it's wild. It's good, but it's wild. So I think that, you know, depending on your systems, depending on how you're able to more easily qualify and convert people, that can either feel really overwhelming or book till May with a 200-person wait. Awesome. Hi, everybody, high five everyone, man. Everyone's doing a great job. But, you know, anyway, depending on, you know, your systems and how you're able to like qualify people automatically and get back to them quickly, you know, it could be overwhelming to have all these leads coming in to be this busy. Or you can look at it in terms of you have earned the privilege to be selective. You can, I mean, again, through automation, through systems, you can automatically, like, very, very nicely qualify people, you know, put them in a different list and things like that. They're not, you know, maybe their budgets aren't there or, you know, whatever. You can, when you have the privilege of being selective, you can increase your pricing, you know. Well, I mean, hey, you want it done quicker, you know, even if that's possible, you charge more. The point is there's a lot of benefits to being selective, right? I mean, who doesn't want bigger projects, aka better margins, let's say that, and then to work with the right people. I mean, you guys, you're creative, right? Like, do you feel proud when you have a really cool project? And who doesn't want to take those instead of the other one? So I hope everyone agrees that that's kind of something to work towards. How are you guys dealing with this? Who here feels like they've earned that privilege and they're able to be selective? And how do you handle that? What's your qualifying? What's your criteria? Come on, don't be shy. Look at my water bottle. My kids love anime and they decorated it. Okay, well, I think everyone's got a good idea of what that is. So let's get to it. How about that? So let's set some goals. I need you guys to do a couple of things. Hopefully you're all on a desktop right now. Go ahead and I'm going to paste this link in the chat. And what you're going to want to do is did the link work? Okay, good. Once you get here, go ahead and go to File and then Make a Copy. And please let me know. I love it. Please let me know if you're having any issues with that. This is something we're going to go through together. It looks like we got a few people here. This is something we're going to go through together, and then of course you can take it with you. So if you just do File, Make a Copy, you can, you know, name it your name, however you want, and then we'll get to it. You can modify this directly. Now, if anyone's having any issues, you can. I think we can we upload the PDF in here? We didn't do this last time, but let me see. Yep, I can attach. No, I can't. Interesting. Is anybody having problems? You can also print it if you prefer that as well. So I'll just give everybody a couple of minutes to do that. But please reach out if there's an issue. And everybody just give me a thumbs up when you're good. Cool. We got one, got it. Sound is still good. You guys can all see my screen. Got it. We got two got it. All right, let's do this. There's another worksheet here. Sorry, I could have put the link right here. Forgot about that. Here is one more. This is kind of a Google sheet. Like I said, we nerd out on these spreadsheets, and it's a little calculator you can use. So let's, again, do the same thing. Do file and make a copy. And then that's your puppy. And you can repurpose this many times as you want. But again, we'll go through it together. Yeah, recruitment, huh? What's everybody doing for recruitment right now? And how is it in, in your area? I'm kind of getting a 50-50 on that. Some people are ready to work again. Some are not. And of course, so many people are kind of just looking for the biggest hourly rate they can get, in Minnesota. All right, should we keep going? Does everybody have these files? Everyone feeling good? Okay, we got one thumbs up. Okay, all right. Cassandra's here to help out if you need anything. So let's talk about our goals. Just take a minute to really think about that, really, like, without doing any numbers, anything like that, what are you foreseeing right now with your goals? Just kind of keep that in the back of your head. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to go through this worksheet. Okay, so here's just a little recap of what we're going to be going over. But let's take a current snapshot. It's a little hard to see where you want to go, or at least how to get there without knowing where you're starting, right? So just take a, and you can write directly in the document. Everybody should be able to do that if you made a copy. So add in your average annual revenue, or more so where you ended in 2021, and then you can divide that by 12 and figure out what your monthly is. And then just kind of going down the road, how many projects do you need per month or per year? Like, just, this is for you, right? So just let's take a minute to kind of map it out, because we're going to get to the good stuff, and that's the goals here next, but we need to know where we're starting. And then other key metrics that are really important, again, in order to map out a plan that works for you, is understanding how many leads you average per month, what your average project price is, and then your conversion is out of those amount of leads that you get. Okay, any lead, right? Like, somebody fills out your form, they call you, they message you on social media, click on your ad, whatever it is. How many of those turn into projects? That's your conversion rate. And we've got a calculator for this too, in order to figure out your goals. So right now we're just kind of, writing down where we're at. Does everybody have this info? And then of course the biggest is, based on your current crew, how many projects can you even handle? Because, depending on how aggressive you want to get with your goals, you might have to have a really solid recruitment program in place. And, obviously, you've got your team chart and what it's going to take in order for you, to reach that goal. But again, we're just looking at where we're starting. So is everybody able to write in the document successfully, put in some good stuff? Again, I really, like, we're trying to do all this in an hour. It is enough time. Sometimes you kind of have to, go and look at your CRM or whatever and get this info. So it's all right. I just want to be here to, make sure that we can, get the base of this done together. I really, really, really want you guys to leave with having a clear plan. All right, I'm going to get going. Can someone give me a thumbs up if that's cool? Or can we do fist bumps too? Maybe we need to mix it up. Or shakas. I'm from California, so, how to do the shaka. All right, cool. All right, so the key target, this link, if you didn't get it before, it's right in the document. And this links to the sheet. And again, you can just do file, make a copy. All right, so now this is the exciting part. Where do we want to be? So all of this is configured for you. Essentially anything that, the green are kind of like your targets, but if you start, just put what your revenue target is, and then what you want your average project price to be, or if you want to be conservative, just put what it is now. So I'm starting with 2.5 million revenue target with an average project price of 35,000. So based off of that, you can see if I change this to 30,000, I'm going to need 83 projects as opposed to 71. So this all calculates for you. You can see how these numbers all change afterwards, and I'll explain that to you once we are ready. Everyone's doing this, right? Make sure you do it. This is doing it together. Cool. Nope, you're gonna do it later? Sorry, I'll give you all the tools to do it. And then of course, you know, we're here to do this for you, should you want. Okay, so anyway, we always like to track things on a monthly basis. So, you know, like what do we need? What type of business do we need? Oh, right, you gotta break everything down. What type of business do you need to bring in order to reach that annual goal? So this automatically, you can't find the sheet. Okay, let me add this link in there for you. So if you click on that, Kim, and then you do file, make a copy, hopefully it should work. It should be set up so you don't need to have a Google account or anything like that. I'm not sure, actually. That would be in Cassandra's court. So I'll keep going. So then this automatically breaks down your annual revenue to what you need per month. And then again, we're just kind of pulling in that average project price, pulled in from up here. And then this is telling us that we need to bring in 7 projects to meet our monthly goal. So, I mean, you could stop there and say, do I have enough crew to be able to handle that? Awesome, cool, looks like we're good. All right, so so anyway, we're at 7. Actually, let me ask you this: does anyone want to do this together? Do you want me to use, you know, your metrics as an example? Kim, do you want me to do it for you, like live with everyone? Or, I mean, I can understand if maybe you're not comfortable, but. Okay, we'll just use 2.5. Do these benchmarks sound pretty in line with, you know, maybe what you're thinking? Should I go up or should I go down? I'm not speaking to anyone specifically. That's your goal. So should I go down? Go down. Let's do 1 million. Okay, I like 1.5. I'm going to do that. Okay. So 1.5 average project price seems to be different in different areas. Is everybody comfortable with 30,000? Okay, we're going to keep going because we only have 30 minutes left. So we'll stick with this. So 1.5 million, average project price of 30,000. You're going to need 50 projects a year. Okay, if we break that down to monthly, that is 4 projects a month. So, you know, one crew, can one crew handle that? Like, what's everybody's average? How many projects can you handle with with one crew per month? Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyone else want to share? So far we've got 1 project per week per crew. Okay. All right. So sweet. One more. We got one more. Okay. All right, I hope this is helpful. So now, yeah, I mean, I love it. Please keep the questions going, like leverage the community to see what other people are doing. So John wants to know how many guys you have per crew. Okay, so keep it going. I'm gonna keep going. So now we're gonna talk about what it's gonna take in order to get that. Obviously, we need leads in order to, sell. So average conversion rate, I always want to see this higher, but 20% I think is a pretty good average. Now, if you're getting a bunch of home advisor leads, I don't know if that's the case. What number should I put in here? Does anyone know what this number is? Out of how many calls or leads that you get in through your website, how many of those turn into a project? That's your conversion rate. 35, love it. Okay, I'll stick with 20. Always like to be a little conservative. I mean, it kind of depends on how you like to set your goals. Sometimes, some clients like to, and I know I always shoot really high because I don't know, maybe I'm overly ambitious, but personally for me, not for my clients, but I like to shoot high. So it kind of depends on what how you want to approach it. We typically take on more of a conservative approach. And so, that way we can celebrate even harder once we do a better job than that, right? So we'll say 20%. So that's 21 leads per month that you need to bring in order to reach this goal. So, I mean, a pretty simple breakdown. I'm sure you guys all do this in some way, shape, or form. And then if you wanted to break it down even more, say that your average cost per generated lead was $100. Again, like that should be much lower, once you're doing consistent marketing, optimizing all of your stuff, and you've got a really good system in place, that should go down quite a bit. But if we just took that, and multiplied that by the amount of leads that you need, that's a monthly budget of $2,000 or $25,000. So tell me, does this? Yeah, I mean, we all do. Like the whole country does, right? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I've been hearing it like with the materials and stuff for a while, but now it's like, we kind of all need to. It's such a wild last couple of years. Anyway, so does anybody break it down like this? Does anybody know, kind of like have a marketing budget in place based off of a breakdown like this? I mean, this is super simple. I mean, there's definitely a lot more that's, required out of this, but, bare minimum $25,000 per year budget in order to generate 1.5 million, I think is pretty good. So does this seem like a good breakdown? I mean, if we stopped here, would this be good? I mean, you guys can give me a thumbs down. Trust me, I went to art school. I'm used to being critiqued, and it's important to me to make sure that this is helpful. We do these webinars every month. We have just started. This is our third webinar. So every month we have a different theme, and I always like to stop and ask, I'll ask again at the end, like what would be the most helpful for you guys? And I keep looking down here because I'm looking at the chat, but the camera's up here. So, okay, thumbs up, and no. All right, all good. But if you do have any type of, topic that you'd like me to cover, I'll certainly be happy to do that. I think we're definitely going to talk about automation a little bit this year, and website is always a big one. So, so anyway, now we could break it down to our allocations. All right. So this is all, again, it's plugged in from the goal sheet. So if you just skip over to the budget allocations tab, we can kind of break down everything that we're doing, because we've got a few different areas here. We have online marketing, that's your SEO, your website, your social media, email, any type of automation. If you're doing advertising, Google ads, Facebook ads, hopefully you're doing retargeting ads. If you are doing advertising, you can do geofencing ads. If you have a home show somewhere, you can serve up ads to people that weekend that are, at the show, which is pretty great. I mean, it's a very inexpensive way to get people in the door. And then you also have your offline, you wrap your trucks, you have business cards. Some people do, direct mail or, flyers or doorknob, tags. Controversial, I guess, a little bit with COVID, but just kind of depends, I guess, on your area. We're in California, so what else? And then, of course, yeah, for your home shows, I mean, you invest a lot in those too, so you need to have an allocated budget for that. Now, this is really your preference. The sheet is here in order to break it down for you, and I'll walk you through it, but really how you allocate this is completely up to you. So we've got our annual revenue in here. Marketing budget, most companies will do a percentage of their gross revenue goal on marketing. It's just one of those things, like the more you do, the more you bring in. If your marketing is working well, you put $1 in, you get, more money out of it, right? Like it's scary if you haven't done, if you haven't invested in marketing in this way before, but it's an investment. If it's not working, something's wrong. If it's not bringing you quality projects, if it's not giving you leads that are, more qualified, something's wrong. And it could be that you're not doing enough, could be that you're not doing enough. It could be that you are, focusing in the wrong areas. It could be a lot of things. You got to identify where that leak is so you can fix it. Anywho, if we did like 8% is a good rule of thumb. I mean, I think most builders that I've talked to have a lower marketing budget. So I just put in 2%. If anybody wants to share what theirs is, that'd be great. Or if you don't look at it this way, that's fine too, let me know. But if we did a 2% budget of sales, that would be a total marketing budget of $50,000. Okay. Average monthly budget, $4,167. Yeah, and double down. Like I said, like we've got some ideas to double. Maybe I should do a webinar on that, like creating a referral system. You got to be proactive with all this stuff. That's the thing. Like if you don't, you're not in control. You're, income roller coaster. Yeah, maybe more so when you're kind of getting started, but there's just so much opportunity left on the table if you're not being proactive about it. So, okay, cool. So anyway, here's a breakdown, 80%. I won't spend too much time on this. If we broke it down, 80% allocated to online marketing, 20% allocated to offline. Again, you can change these numbers and it impacts everything else, here down, right? So this is for you to use. You can see once you change the numbers based off of your revenue and your percentage budget, you have your monthly online and offline, your total annual, and then if you wanted to break it down even more, yeah, let me know. Cool, awesome, cool. Yeah, I think that'd be a good one, the referral system. All right. Anyway, I'm like getting distracted here. So then we can break it down to different areas, or just to kind of educate you on this a little bit. Organic is anything that basically people are finding you on their own versus, so it's inbound leads versus, or inbound marketing versus outbound. Outbound is like a megaphone, right? You're telling everybody about yourself. You're promoting yourself. You've got your hi hat on or whatever, and you're using typically advertising for that. So it's good to break that down. Advertising helps in a lot of ways too. I mean, definitely if you need leads, it's a great way to get them quickly. Whereas with the organic, it takes time. It takes time to build out a well-optimized website that Google scores and puts in, your favor when they show results, when, your potential clients put in queries. Okay. So I can keep going on and on with that. But anyway, hopefully this calculator is helpful for you. There's some other tabs in here that you can use as well. If you want to put together a monthly marketing calendar, we usually like to start with like a topic and then kind of break down what we're going to do per channel. If you did want to do any type of advertising, having an offer really works well. Projects over this amount off. You give them a free whatever, fireplace, or whatever you want to do. That type of, and sometimes it's just a matter of being creative with what you already do. You might just not be promoting it to the world. So having that broken down, and even kind of what your disclaimers are and stuff like that is good. But just in general, have a calendar, make sure that you're being consistent with what you're doing. All right, so we went over the targets. Now the digital marketing strategy, we kind of break it down into 3 different areas. So getting leads in, maximizing that conversion, and then optimizing your results. All right, so let me skip back here because I feel like I'm missing something here real quick. Okay, so based off of this map that you see here, kind of graphic, where out of these 3 areas do you think you can use the most help this year? Do you need more leads? Probably not. Does anyone here need more leads? Maybe. I mean, there's a lot of, general contractors that end up moving into the deck builder space. They just want to focus on building decks. And so then you do, you need to generate more just deck leads. So it depends. Maximize conversion. So, if you happen to look at your analytics, you might see that people come to your website, but they don't actually do anything. They don't convert into a lead. So again, opportunity, that's opportunity being left on the table. So you can maximize that. You can get, more leads. Reviews are important. Who here has a goal for how many reviews you're going to get every month that you're going to ask for, and then how many you're actually going to get? If you're not doing that, do it. I mean, everybody knows how important reviews are for restaurants and all that stuff. I mean, it's really no different for you guys either. Everybody is looking. If you show up in the Google search pack, I mean, let's just do an example real quick. Let's do San Diego deck builder. Actually, well, I guess we're running out of time, or else I would have done this for one of you guys. But here, I mean, this is like the most predominant spot if somebody's looking for someone. Are you gonna go to JP Martin here? I mean, look at this though too. That apparently San Diego does not have any good deck builders, right? Maybe we should pick. Let's do. Where should we go? How about Portland? Okay. So we've got Deck Masters. We've got Deck Masters. We've got Cascade Fence and Deck, and then we have Viz Design. They all are classified as deck builders. Is anybody going to click on Viz Design? Probably not. I'm not. If I have these options, I'm in a hurry. Like I'm going to click on these guys. They look so much more reputable. I mean, even Deck Masters here, this is subjective, but they have 4.7, not far off from 5, but they have 53 as opposed to 26. So, you got to take that into consideration. So anyway, have a system for that. Automation, I mean, a lot of people are busy and you got to be able to get back to people right away. From that moment, you're setting an experience for people. So if you're not doing, I mean, has anybody ever gotten a bad review because they didn't get back to a lead? It happens all the time. So even if they're not a client yet, like you have a responsibility to uphold, your brand and what that experience is like. So if you're not getting back to people right away, it's automatically a bad experience, and that person might go to somebody else and they'd be like talking to their friends. Yeah, but don't ever work with, Cascade, first one that came to mind because I just looked at it. Don't work with Cascade because they don't get back to you. Or I've seen this, even with my own clients, because we do call recording so we can track all the leads and make sure they're qualified and stuff like that. But they'll go back and forth a couple of times and all of a sudden it's dead and the lead's sitting there like, hey, what happened? Where'd you go? Again, bad experience. So important. Automation can help with that. We have a system that's set up specifically for deck builders. And let's say that somebody calls you and you don't answer. It automatically sends them a text message. Hey, sorry, I missed your call. I'll be able to get back to you, whatever your kind of time frame is. In the meantime, you want to send me some pictures of your backyard or whatnot, give me an idea, so I can give you an estimate, something like that. That's pretty powerful. And you're not even like doing anything. Just the system does it for you, but it still kind of creates that warm and fuzzy for your potential client, and it makes them feel like they're moving forward, you know, even though you don't even know who they are yet, right? Because you're busy. You know, so that's just one example. But look at this. Let's go back to the sheet. Look at this. And again, this is a workshop for you guys to really map this out. So write down 3 areas that you need work on this year. And then somebody let me know. And then we can go over some of these things. So we're kind of running out of time here. I can go over, but I want to be sensitive to your availability. Just to give you a little preview so that we can make the most out of this. I can go down the importance of your website and how most people have lost opportunity by, you know, having issues with not converting leads on your website. So I've got a whole checklist here that I can go over with you about your website. Additionally, this checklist is available for you. All of this is here for you. I find that the value is when somebody kind of walks me through it, and then I can ask questions. So we can talk about your website. We can talk about, sorry, I'm scrolling around. Hope no one's getting busy here. And then, you know, you can identify your action areas. We can talk about your tracking. Now, you know, this information was taken from the first page. You've got KPIs for your analytics. How much traffic do you need? We even reverse engineer that based off of how many leads you need and what your conversion rate is on your website. You know, what keywords you should be tracking to make sure that you're ranking for those. You know, if you aren't showing up for deck builder in your area, you're missing out on opportunity, period. You need to be ranking for that term. So if you're not, like, just start there and start building content so that you rank for that term. SEO 101 is basically, if there's a search term that somebody puts in, I mean, I'm not in Portland, so I have to put Portland, Oregon, but, you know, Google's smart enough to know if you put in deck builder and you're in Portland, Oregon, it's going to show you those results. So if you're not showing up for that, then your website isn't speaking enough about being a deck builder. You can just look at some of your competition too and see what they are like, see how their websites are put together, and it'll give you an idea. I can break that down for you and give you, you know, go into detail and give you some action items. Anyway, going back to the ranking, there's a few areas here. So again, we can talk about SEO. We can talk about how we can get you to show up here in we call it the 3-pack, the Google Map pack. We can talk about paid search. We can talk about social media. So you guys let me know. What area, again, out of here, like, just talk about driving leads, maximizing conversion, or optimizing results. Where do you think, if you were to rank these from, you know, 1 to 5, what would be the lowest? And then let's go from there, and let's make the rest of our time together, you know, available for you. Website, conversion, okay? Website and conversion, I guess that's it. All right, cool. So let's check this out. So here's some data for you. So properly set up your website. Let's check out Cascade. Let's review Cascade here real quick. So check this out. Lead time spring. They're letting us know that if you went to a restaurant, okay, and first of all, the outside looks great, you know, maybe it's got a good logo, and just like you can kind of look in the window and it looks like it's enticing. It's got a good environment. Branding, first impression on your website. But there's a big line out the door. And then there's another restaurant, maybe it doesn't look so good, and like no one's there. I mean, maybe you're in a hurry, you don't want to wait in line, but would you be more compelled to wait in line at the restaurant that looks like it's popular for a reason? So putting the lead time on here is actually kind of serves that purpose a little bit. Anyway, check this out. Portland. So many people don't even put the areas that they serve on their website. So Cascade does fences. They specifically say deck builders on their site, so that's good for SEO. What's the first thing you see when you come to when you look at the page? Get started or get an estimate. Super easy to get moving with them. See this? Their phone number, it's clickable. I'm sure if I look at the site on mobile, it's awesome possum, really easy to use. We actually code our, I don't have my phone on me. We code our website so that the call to action is sticky. It sticks at the top, so when you scroll, that button is still there. So super easy. That's, make sure that your phone number, I mean, let's see what this looks like on a smaller screen real quick. So you can see on a laptop, you see the phone number, you see a blue predominant button to get started. The phone number is clickable. I mean, next step, like even better, put the phone number up here. That way it's front and center on every page. So, you know, that's good conversion. Other things that you might not think about so much are just the content itself. So let me go back to to my slide here. So do you talk about why you're awesome possum, what your secret sauce is? Why would somebody want to work with you versus someone else? I always like to pull out, you know, if you're a family run business, your why, what's your story? I think Woodland Deck does a good job, so we can go here. First of all, it's a very it's a very well branded site. It's nice and professional and clean. It's very easy to read. They're quickly saying what they do, but here, like, born out of a passion for life outdoors. So immediately I'm like, oh, well, they understand how, you know, they understand how important it is for me to like, or how much I enjoy being outdoors, right? So immediately they've captured me. And I mean, this doesn't even have, the thing is that it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Just write a sentence, you know, that says why you do what you do and how you're different, you know? For us, we don't have annual contracts. Like, what's another benefit for you? Make sure that you're listing that out. I have this book I always like to reference. This is one of the first, it's funny, I got to look at the date on this. So 2014, not one of the first, but Don't Make Me Think. So, I mean, it's a whole book about it, but in general, they shouldn't have to think. If they have to like click around a million times to like see your work and understand who you are, you're not doing a good job. So anyway, just kind of going back to this, nice picture of their crew. You know, they're also like, I get a better sense of who they are just by looking at them. And most deck builders don't do this. So if you do this, you're going to stand out. Then they've got bios. Chris here, he's got good bios on his site, you know, like you click on it and it's got, you know, a cute like personal picture and, you know, it's nice. We're people. Business is about relationships. Like, you know, I want to get to know you. So this is great. And look at this. They make it super easy for me to go back and see, I want to see who Steve is. So now I can check out Steve. So if we go back to the about page, just in general, you know, look, philosophy, people, authenticity is really where it's at. Make sure that you talk about the different type of projects that you do. I mean, most people will have a nice gallery. Maybe don't keep it up. You know, maybe you're not adding to it as frequently as you should. But next level is really talking about, you know, your services. I mean, check this out. Nice visual. Like if I didn't go anywhere else, check this out. They have a winter sale. So if I didn't go anywhere else, I can see all these like I can envision different projects. I get an idea of their abilities. Wow, curves. Wow, that's cool. You know, oh man, look at that. Different areas to hang out in. You know, different features. Wow, I didn't really think about that. Man, they know a lot, you know. So it's creating a good impression. Also makes Google happy too. So what else? Make sure that you're showcasing your reviews. Say that you are a NADRA member, you know, Better Business Bureau stuff, you know, Angie's List, maybe not, but just have those trust symbols on there. Again, you know, make sure that your phone number is there. Better yet, if you even have a form right on your site. I think, I don't know if Woodland does that, but, you know, you could have a form right at the bottom. I mean, they've got contact info, so that's, you know, that's good. You can even have a form down there, which would be great. Video, I said that. Online chat as well. Online chat, it's a must. It's a text to chat. So if you can test it out on the Deck Builder Marketers website. You know, it looks like me. Most of the time it is me responding. You can text me directly from that chat. And this works really well for a lot of, our clients, because people aren't just in a hurry now. You just need to make it easy for them. So does any of this help? Let me go down the row here. And then, automating some things. Okay. Hopefully you guys got some takeaways here. Okay, awesome. Good to hear. And then again, there's a whole checklist here. So I recommend that you go through this and just evaluate your own website and see what makes sense, see what you need to adjust. And I'm telling you, this is a perfect formula. It's next level, And the thing is like, all you have to do is 10% better than your competition. So see what they're doing and just do a better job, If you guys, awesome, great. I could keep going, but again, if you guys want to put down in here something that maybe a topic that you'd like for me to do next month, I can, we can put that into the calendar. Definitely make sure that you put down the, so here's all the stuff about the website, tracking. Let me talk about these key trends real quick. But just promise me, before the end of the day, you don't have to review all this. If you do nothing else, go down here to the bottom. Where are we at? Where'd it go? Go down here to the bottom, put your target in, and then write down at least one thing that you want to improve on each one of these areas. I thought I had a high level plan, so I'm kind of losing my mind here. I wonder if it got removed. What's nice about this is you kind of evaluate each area, and then you can put down, just put down one action item, like I said. And then at the end here, you can summarize everything, okay? So if you guys want additional help, this is what I do. So I offer free marketing strategy, marketing review and plans. I spend a lot of time on it, but it's important, because it'll give you, like, my goal is just to give you direction. Obviously, we're here to support you if you want that, but it'll just kind of give you an idea of, what it's going to take for you to reach that bigger vision and your goal for the year. And I'm really happy to do it. If you want, you can share your documents with me. You just go to File, sorry, I'm lying. Yep, right here, I'm not lying. File, share, and you can put in, just like this, you can put in April at aedwardsinc.com. I'm typing it in here. So if you share yours with me, we don't even have to have a meeting. If you want to have a meeting, I'm available for you. You can, at the bottom here is my calendar if you want to book a call with me. But share the documents with me. I can check it out, and then we can have, a one-on-one conversation, and then see if you would be interested in taking advantage of the free marketing plan, which is pretty rad. So I hope you guys found this useful. I want to leave it, like, we literally have 1 minute. I am completely available to stay here longer. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get through everything, but hopefully we got through the top priorities for you guys. I wanted to talk about the trends. I kind of talked about this a little bit, but key trends for 2022, leverage automation to save time. Everyone's busy, so you need software, you need tools in order to make that easier for you. Switch from phone conversations to text messaging. Automation, you can leverage that to do those text messages too. But how many here raise your hand? Can you raise your hand here? I think there's like a little button to raise your hand. But give me a thumbs up or something if you are doing primarily communicating with people via text message. Have you seen a trend that it's like definitely going that way? Yeah, I know, I like it. I think people, I think people appreciate it. So, but you don't want to have to do that on your phone, right? Especially your personal phone. You should be at home with your family after work, not answering text messages for your business. So have a system for it. And then the biggest thing, and I will do a webinar on this specifically, is how to leverage marketing to help with your recruitment. You'd be so amazed how promoting your culture and having a system, again, it's the same thing when you have a lead come in. If you don't get back to them right away, you're already creating a bad impression. And it's the same with your team. I think we can all agree that you want people that want to build careers with you. You don't want someone that's just hopping around looking for the best hourly rate. You want somebody, and Chris does such a good job at it. I mean, I got to give you props, Chris. You just follow Chris. He does such a great job. I want to work for him. I saw he's got like a sauna and a workout room. And it's not just about, free beer on Fridays. It's more than that. It's about really being proud of the work that you do. And if you're consistent with promoting that, and you talk about your team and you give props and you celebrate anniversaries and birthdays, and this is like kind of trivial, but just to give you an idea, if you're not doing that stuff consistently, people that might be a good candidate to work for you, they don't know anything about you, especially if you're not posting really good pictures of your work. So just take the time to have some sort of a plan to do that, consistently. And again, think about those little, I should have a graph. I'll probably post a social post on this with the ladder. It's like the little steps on the ladder, not big leaps. Like, just consistency is key, right? So maybe once a month you have a culture social post. All of that stuff really helps. And again, like, having a system that you can get back to people that are hiring for your job is going to create a good impression. If you don't get back to people and say, hey, thank you so much, we're checking it out, and keeping them in touch with the process, even letting them know that, hey, unfortunately, whatever, we ended up hiring someone else, or whatever the deal is. Of course, like, we have great copywriters that sound sexier than I do. But those are all touch points with your brand, and you got to take it seriously. And I'm telling you, if you've got a system in place to automate that, you're just creating a great experience, and people will respect you and admire you and want to be a part of that. But if you don't let people know, they're not going to know, right? And then we talked about having an all-in perspective, this omnipresence word, making sure that you're showing up everywhere where people are, because it's that, we know TV ads. My kids are a great example. It's so funny, by the way, because I grew up in the 80s, and I watched commercials. It was so normal, and now my kids watch YouTube, and so they barely get commercials. So it's almost even more impactful. It's kind of the same with print stuff. We do these direct mailers. Actually, Modern Postcard just sent me something today. Check this out. By the way, I'm plugging Modern Postcard. They're here locally, but they will send out mailers to people that visit your website but don't convert. And the idea is, I'm totally going down a rabbit hole here, but the idea is, who's doing that? Like ads on TV, and watching commercials. Who does that now? Thanks so much, Chris. Good to see, or have you here. Who does that now? So if you do it, you're completely standing out. And so anyway, I could completely forget where I was going with that, but just, having an all-in presence so that you are the first one that people think of is important. I think what I was going to say is, my kids will see a commercial and immediately, like, my son had a Big Mac the other day I came home and he's like, oh, I had a Big Mac. It was so good. Because the poor kid, my kids, they eat plain food. They won't try anything no matter how hard I try. So he had a Big Mac, and I said, immediately I knew he saw a commercial. I said, did you see a commercial for that? He said, yeah. So it's like, it's at the most basic level, having your brand in front of people is super important, and you need to make sure that you're everywhere, because people are all over the place. They're on social, they're searching online, all of that. So anyway, that's all I have. Like I said, at the end of this, there's a link if you want to schedule a strategy session with me. I'm available. I take those really seriously. Other than that, like, don't do it alone. We're here for you. Definitely follow us on social media. We're posting blog content regularly, and we'll be doing these webinars once a month. So, sign up for our list if you're not on it. You just do that by, going on the website. You can see that there. Schedule a call with me, and I'm here for you. So we're 5 minutes over. Thank you for anybody who has hung out the extra 5 minutes. I'm going to stay here and answer any questions that anyone has. Take advantage of this. And if anybody wants to share anything, key takeaway that you got from this training, that would be amazing. It would really help me understand, what I should maybe do more of, what's working well. So yeah, post that here. Let me know. Questions, good feedback, bad feedback. Anything would be great. Awesome. Cassandra put the link there. I hope everyone's well, by the way. We've got a lot of people in my world that are sick right now. Yeah, thank you for joining. All of the webinars are on the website, by the way. So we'll be posting the next webinar probably in the next week. We have the resources section here, so you can. I'm sorry, the freebies. Cassandra, here, I'll post these links here. So we do have this downloadable guide. It's the ultimate guide to internet marketing. So you can download that link here, and then of course the link to schedule. Awesome. You have a good day too. So right here, if you go under resources, there's the live training section. And here's the past webinars, and of course this one. So this one will be on demand too, and then we'll post the next one up here. So someone give me a question, someone give me something, and then we'll get out of here. Is anyone going down to Clearwater in springtime? It'll be our first year going, and I'm really excited to see all the amazing deck projects that were submitted for the competition this year. I'll be there. Would love to meet you. Excited to be in Florida. I mean, we're in San Diego, but it does get cold here. Not as cold as it was in Cleveland when I lived there, but my family will be flying there. We usually drive. We drove down to Key West a couple years in a row from San Diego. I was just going to ask, what do you think the biggest trend for 2022 is in this industry? Looks like you are about to talk about that now. Was this a question from someone or from you, Cassandra? Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. Was that from before? Is John still here? A big takeaway I got from the Deck Expo, okay, cool, was, I don't know, it seems to be about 50-50 in terms of people charging for their designs. Is anybody here charging for your designs when you give out an estimate? Okay, cool. How much are you charging? Like $1,500, more than that? $700? You don't have to say if you don't want to. So that was something that came up a lot. Did anybody here go to the Deck Expo? Did I meet anybody there that's here? If I did, I'm sorry. I got to put the face to the name type of person. I hope you guys can hear me well. It'd be interesting to see how this worked out with the headphones. I really enjoyed the expo. I was surprised at how small the deck portion was compared to the pool. And I'm hoping to speak this year because all of the sessions were for the pool industry. So, I want to try and get a little bit more going for, the deck industry there. So if anyone has any ideas there, I'm definitely going to be reaching out to see how we can, put more sessions on for deck builders. 700 plus, but it should be longer. The expo, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Kim. It comes with prints and material lists. We give the customer a tangible project portfolio. Yeah, that's awesome. So the feedback that I've gotten from people is that the conversion rate actually sometimes isn't that great on doing the free design or doing the paid design. And I'm not exactly sure why that is. Perhaps they're taking them and then giving them to someone else that's cheaper. I think that's what it is. So has anybody, like, I guess, what is your conversion rate when you do the paid designs? Because it's nice because it allows you to really, I mean, I'm sure you all put the right amount of time into it anyway, but for me to do these free marketing plans, it allows me to be more collaborative with people and to put a solution together that really meets their needs, and so I have to imagine for you guys, doing a paid design can serve the, can build the relationship a little bit better and, obviously like qualified people a little bit more too, right? Okay. Yeah, do it themselves. I mean, should we all have banners on our site that says we don't fix your husband's crappy work? Yeah. Anyway, that was something that I got from the Deck Expo. And then, I already talked about the other trends with automation and text messaging. Who here's, do you have a system? Who here is using software and what software are you using? I mean, let's just start with project management. Who here is using project management like Builder Trend or something like that? How's everything? Like, I'm so curious, but I'm wondering how it is in your project management software is really great, I think, for anyone, but especially if you get a good one and you live in, the northern areas where, like being able to build depends on the weather. They're really great because they'll help that they actually within the system will show you what the weather is going to be and give you a probability of whether or not you're going to have to reschedule. And then it will reschedule the job and like everything else will be redone from there. And then they also have automation in place to, connect with the customer and stuff too, which is really great. So, it's about having a system to make things easier for you. I know in our industry, and Cassandra can definitely back me up on this. There's a lot of check boxes that we have to check. A lot of boxes we have to check, and if we don't, it can mess up. It can mess up a whole website. If one little box isn't checked, and we're talking about characters in our world because we do code and stuff like that, but so having processes is number one. Saves you time when you have to go train people, if you're able to kind of record things, and then that way you have another person come on, you're not having to like stop everything that you do to train them again. You kind of have a system for that, right? So systems help you scale, and so that you're not repeating yourself all the time, and it can free you up to doing other things that, like there's always a new thing we got to work on, right? So, and then of course having a sales and automation software is going to help you see, be able to measure things and see, where your leads are coming from, especially if you have call tracking in place. And then, be able to, again, automate kind of lead follow-up. Maybe people are price shopping, I mean, they know they want to work with you, but maybe they just don't have the money yet. You put them in a nurture sequence, an email nurture sequence, and, you send out regular emails on a monthly basis or weekly basis, motivating them, teaching them about, everything about decks, like what different features, different design ideas, when the best time is to build, you know, why you don't want to do it yourself, things of that nature. And then, you know, maybe even you talk about financing too. I mean, it's usually not the first thing we want to talk about because we want people that don't need financing, right? But it could help in some instances, and all of that is automated, right? So it's about there being opportunity left on the table and having something in place to, you know, make things more efficient. Yeah. So yeah, it was a fear of mine, but I figured it would help build a report with them and yeah, show our knowledge. Yeah. I mean, we got to try new things, right? You can't just like keep doing the same thing and hoping that it eventually works out. And especially in today's world, everything changes so quickly and there's so many tools and different ways to approach things. You got to try new stuff. Okay, it looks like John's typing something here, and then I want to get you guys awesome. We're Nadra Master Deck Code certified, and I think it's a benefit totally. So Deck Safety Month is February. You should know that. February, March. Make sure that you leverage that. You know, that's a benefit. Have you checked to see if you know your deck is, you know, up to par type of thing? And of course, it shows your commitment to your craft that you take the time to get certified, you know, so make sure you promote it. I love that. You know, I love all of Nadra's support with code and, you know, May. Okay. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much. We'll be doing this, we'll be doing a different topic every month. So you can always ping us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. At any time, we're here to help. And, you know, we're going to always have something new for you guys. And of course, we want to make sure that it's something that's of value for you. So let us know. And we'll see you next month. Thanks so much, guys. Stay well.